Hi, this is Paul with the Victory Charge, and I just wanted to shoot an initial video here and just talk about my hopes for the channel, what I want to get out of it, and hopefully it'll be a good experience for everyone. The Victory Charge is going to be about the Great Awakening. It's going to be about expanding beyond the very limited thinking that we as a society had going on for, well, at least all of my life, and certainly extending into the last century of war and disease and famine and constant conflict, and even conflict within our own country, which is, I think, has all been, at least mostly been orchestrated, instituted, inflicted upon us. If you watch, if you're into shows like Game of Thrones, you can kind of see the psychology behind it all. People are just pawns, and most of us, grow up living as pawns in this game, and it's no game, But I'm a huge Trump supporter. I've been backing him since the first debate. He sidestepped a question about Social Security that would usually entangle any other candidate that I'd seen in the past, and I just watched him just kind of say, we've got much bigger problems than this that we need to deal with now, instead of dying on the hill of, we're going to fix Social Security, we're going to work on the indices, and we're going to teach the populace, instead of that, he moved forward on things like the border, the basics. And I think that's one of the part of the making of Trump's greatness is his absolute mastery of the basics. I don't hope that doesn't look like I have horns behind my head. That's actually an eagle. I'm not trying to do anything weird here, because there's kind of a weird flag up here. I don't know what it is. I don't even know if I can catch it because I'm looking right at the sun, but I don't know what. That's like a JC flag or something. I don't know. That's a nice flag. There's a good flag. There's a Missouri flag. My home state here. But I didn't really line up this shot. And I'm also going to be upgrading a lot of my gear and a lot of my equipment. I don't really need anybody's donations or anything like that, so I'm not going to do it for any kind of money. I'm doing this because I want to help be a part of the Great Awakening, of the Make America Great Again expansion, like the expansion beyond our thinking in medicine, the way we've been thinking about how we eat and what we feed our children, and what we're going to allow as a society going forward, what we're going to permit, and what we're not going to permit from our government, especially. I think the future of human interaction is going to be, and should be, if we're going to be as free as we possibly can be. I'm a firm believer that almost all human interactions can and should be made voluntary. There should be none of this, like pay up from anyone. That shouldn't be happening. Even the basics that we've come to accept is just this tangled bureaucracy. Even just getting a permit to engage in a business practice it's way out of control. I also want to address things like how we're going to move forward economically after Trump restructures the Fed, as Q has alluded to, and that's going to happen. People. This is what I want people to realize. People don't. Sometimes people are, nothing's happening, or if you're an observer, if you're observing the actual consciousness expansion that's happened just since the rise of Trump, just since he started speaking 3 or 4 years ago, politicians wouldn't even dare to speak about human trafficking. They wouldn't even bring it up. In fact, Trump, I believe, brought it up at his, it was kind of, I'm coming down the escalator speech, I'm coming out as a candidate, I'm going to declaring, throwing his hat in the ring. He said, well, we've got a lot of rapists coming over the border. I mean, that's a simple fact. The fact that we couldn't even speak of that as a society, that we weren't allowed to, is the core of how we got into many of the problems that we have as a society right now. And I think that as a society, we've been there's a principle called learned helplessness, and we've been on the shock pad of the deep state for so long now that many people in your own family probably, it's we say that they're asleep. It's that they don't. They're afraid. Every time they move, they get shot. So we're going to be unafraid to talk openly about things. I think that is the future. I think the oppression of speech and the oppression of thought is the past. I think that we were being led by those methods into 1,000 years of darkness, in the words of Ronald Reagan. And I think that we have the opportunity right now to change all of that and to move forward and do great things as a race, as a human race, together, as a country especially, but patriots worldwide, love your family, love your country, no, this globalism is all garbage. It's a con game. It's just awfulness. So, I hope that we can grow together on this channel, and I hope that you'll contribute and be a part of it. So like or comment below. This is the Victory Charge. I'm Paul, and let's make America great again. Let's keep it going.